No one.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the O-Dome following Florida's 78-76 win over Florida State here on Tuesday night in Gainesville. I apologize for some of the noise in the background, but just wanted to kind of join you guys to discuss what was a huge win for the Gators, one in which they came back in the second half, dominated the glass once again, and overcame some issues that they had. Once again, from three-point range, Florida struggled to make shots, although late they hit some huge ones from Boogie Flan and also from Irvin Klabzar. But I mentioned the dominance on the glass. Once again, the Gators got two double-double performances, one from Thomas Houck and the other from Ruben Chinyelu, who had 16 rebounds tonight, which was a career high for him, and also just an important, I think, performance for a guy who not played his best his first two times out as Florida's starting center. So a huge night from him. 4 Gators finish in double figures. I think Boogie Flan, his performance in the second half was certainly encouraging for the Gators. He came up with 2 three-pointers that kind of got the Gators going on that run that they had, made some clutch free throws as well late. And then I mentioned the 3 from Irvin Klabzar. You know, the Gators had it was 11-0 run at one point, and over a stretch of 6 minutes, they went on a 17-2 run to take their first lead of the second half and really take command of this game. But toward the end, FSU went on a run and were able to cut the deficit to 1 point here with a minute to go. And then a great find by Xavier Lee in the corner to Urban, who knocked down a corner 3 that was just a clutch shot. He's also a guy that has not been shooting his best to start the season, but made a big shot when the Gators needed it the most. And I mentioned the perimeter shooting from the Gators, just 6 for 31 tonight, 19% from beyond the arc. But a lot of those issues were Xavier Lee. He was 1 for 10. He got a lot of good looks, but just was not able to knock them down. Golden said after the game that he, thought that he got some great shots, wasn't necessarily upset with the looks, but he's just got to start hitting them. But that was really, I think the numbers there that hurt Florida. But again, I mentioned the shot from Urban. Tommy Houck hit a couple three-pointers. He finished with 20 points and 13 rebounds, so a double-double for him. Once again, it just continues to be Florida's best player to the start of this season. And look, the Gators were down at halftime, 40-37. They had the lead early, but FSU, man, I give them credit. Just an incredible performance from McCray. He had 29 points in this game. FSU was jacking up three-pointers. They ended up with 34 three-point attempts after 47 in their last game. Now, they made 18 in that outing, so a little bit better from the Gators defensively. FSU shoots just 26% from 3. And all in all, look, I mean, this is a game where the Gators were favored, I think, by 18.5 points. But hearing from Todd Golden after the game and also some of the buzz that we heard from inside of the program, I think Golden and his staff felt like this was going to be a bigger challenge for Florida than maybe what the Vegas odds indicated, and that certainly showed up here on Tuesday night. A good fight from the Seminoles. But look, the Gators were able to overcome some of their issues and get it done. Make some clutch plays late, hit the free throws that they needed to. Florida ends up shooting 69% from the line tonight. Another issue that they had were turnovers. 18 turnovers in this game for the Gators. FSU scored 12 points off those turnovers. But of the 18 turnovers, 6 were committed by Alex Condon. This is the second game this season that he's had 6 turnovers. So a little bit of a disappointment on that front, but he's another guy that finished in double figures with 13 points. And at the end of the day, we can nitpick some of these, stats from the game. But I think at the end of the day, Florida found a way to win, and they once again did it behind some dominance on the glass. The Gators had a plus 40 rebounding margin against UNF, plus 22 tonight, 58 rebounds that the Gators had total against just 36 for Florida State. So Florida improves to 2-1 on the season. The Gators will be back in action on Sunday against Miami. So back-to-back rivalry games for Florida here to kind of open up non-conference play. But all in all, look, I think Florida has been able to kind of shrug off that season opening loss at Arizona. I think guys that have needed to step up, early in the season, maybe not playing the way that they wanted, have been able to do that. In the last game, it was Alex Condon with his double-double, his performance in the paint after the game one that he had. And then tonight, it was Ruben Chinyelu, a guy that had kind of been outperformed by Micah Hanlogden in the first two games. He has a monster performance tonight, especially on the glass with those 16 boards. And then I would say Boogie Flan as well. I mean, he had not hit a three-pointer the first 2.5 games of the season, and then he hits 2 here in the second half. Finishes 6 for 8 from the line, just 1 turnover. That he's only had 1 now through 3 games, so he's doing a good job, kind of with his floor game for Florida. So, but still some things to work on: 3-point shooting, turnovers. You want to see Xavier Lee get going. I think that's the next step for Florida. But all in all, they get to come out of this with a win and some things that they can work on in practice and address before they have to get back at it against Miami in Jacksonville on Sunday. So just wanted to visit with you guys. We'll try to do this more throughout the season, when the Gators have some big matchups and obviously some big results too. So this is the first one from the O-Dome. The Gators get a 78-76 win over the Seminoles. They will be back in action on Sunday against the Hurricanes. So we'll have coverage for you all at Gators Online. Much more from this game on Wednesday on the site with our takeaways and some of the post-game press conference reaction from Todd Golden and the players. So make sure you stay tuned to Gators Online. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.